Hi, it's the 9th of August and our TNT for Friday. Now, tomorrow is our live program. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Some of you don't like talking about politics, so I probably won't move forward. Mind you, all that sort of happened now. I'm not really sure what us discussing it will do. Anyway, I'll find something to talk about tomorrow. It's a live program, starts at 9, goes till 10. Everybody is welcome, and it's usually quite an enjoyable program. I really enjoy having a bit of a one-on-one. And we've got some changes coming up to our Saturday program. If I can pull together the technology in such a way that I can handle it, which I probably can't. Anyway, we will talk a bit more about reaction from the dissolution of the Move Forward Party at the end of today's program, but we'll get started with a few other stories. Online fraud reports reach 3.47 billion baht in July. Now, the story reported by thepattaya.news.com. And again, just another reminder that we just have to be so careful anytime we go online so we don't get caught up in one of these scams. And in July 2024, just July, there were nearly 35,000 online fraud reports, and it averaged nearly 112 million baht per day. That's 112 million baht per day being transferred from one person whose money it actually is to another person who has stolen it. And requests for account freezes amounted to 13.5 billion baht, with nearly 1.5 billion baht successfully frozen. Well, that's when you actually go ahead and file a complaint and ask the police to put some sort of freeze on the account so you have a better possibility of getting your money back. And police went through the top 5 types of online fraud. There's fraudulent sales of goods or services from non-organised crime. So probably an individual trying to sell something at a low price, it attracts you, you send the money, then nothing arrives. Fraudulent job offers resulted in 689 million baht in damages, loan scams 142 million, investment fraud via computer systems, that was 1.29 billion baht in damages, and fraudulent prize or purpose transfers, that resulted in damages of 257 million baht. I suppose you'd put the old Nigerian scam in that particular category. And police are urging the public to be cautious of various fraud schemes and to report any incidents via thaipoliceonline.com or by calling the hotline 1441 or the telephone number. There it is, and you can write that down, but probably calling the hotline 1441 is the best place to start if you've been caught up in a scam. In many parts of the country, there are foreigners speaking different languages that can take your call. So remember that hotline number, 1441. Let's move on to our next story. And again, in the Pattaya news and in Pattaya. A late-night brawl among Kuwaiti tourists in Pattaya alarms locals and tourists. As we'll find out a bit later on in this story, it's somewhat of an annual outburst and concentrated in Pattaya. And a brawl among Kuwaiti tourists erupted in Pattaya on the late night of August the 7th, but it was quickly quelled by police. We've got some video here, well covered by the Pattaya News on their YouTube page. Well, let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. It says, upon arrival, authorities found 2 large groups of Kuwaiti tourists, each about 20 people, engaged in a heated argument and attempting to attack each other. Fortunately, officers were able to intervene in time and prevent violence. Eyewitnesses captured the chaos on video, which was handed over to the authorities as evidence. Restaurant employees were able to stop the fight, but the group soon gathered again in the alley and began arguing again. And it says here the South Pattaya area around Soi Yansabai has seen problems and issues for weeks as hundreds of Kuwaiti students, like every year, come to Pattaya during their annual school holidays. Many of the complaints centre around the foreigners' usage of motorbikes and racing at all hours of the morning, as we report here. Well, it used to be my generation, we'd finish school and we'd head off to London, taking the kangaroo route on a Qantas jumbo jet. I actually didn't do that. I sort of went to Asia for my year instead. But maybe for Kuwaiti students, you finish school and you head to Pattaya and you rent a motorbike and you just make a lot of noise. So acknowledging our sponsors, 5-Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com, also Beach House Thailand. Links down below in the description such that you can contact the companies and find out about how they can help you enjoy your time here in Thailand. And I need to thank Tim Shaw, who sent me this particular article published on the ABC in Australia. Not only a story but also a video from the Foreign Correspondent program. But it's about Thailand. And misbehaving monks are trashing Buddhism's reputation in Thailand. Let's go to some of the main points. And it goes through an example talking about PHANG, who apparently even hardened investigators were stunned by what they uncovered when they raided his temple. Suitcases stuffed with cash, gold bars buried in the hills, a paper trail of bank transfers to the monk's sister's account, totalling 2.2 million, and some 12 million of temple donations that, went his way. Now, he was arrested and has ended up with 468 years in prison, which might seem somewhat excessive. Anyway, we'll go on with the story. Prakom's fall from grace grabbed national headlines, but it wasn't the first time a member of the Thai Buddhist clergy had been caught committing crimes. In Thailand, it seems like barely a week goes by without reports of monks being charged with drug possession, drunk driving, corruption, violent crimes, even rape and murder. Buddhism remains one of the key pillars of Thai society, but some fear that that pillar is cracking under the weight of mounting scandals involving some of the nation's estimated 280,000 holy men. And every single one of them holy men, there's no holy women. And moral lapses in the clergy aren't just limited to a few rogue monks. Last year I watched a Netflix documentary, I can't remember the name of it, but it was about Dhammakaya. This is a Buddhist sect, very, very big, north of Bangkok. Their temple sort of looks a bit like a flying saucer. It was just stunning. Every moment that went past, you sort of went, really? Really? It just sort of got worse and worse. And I don't believe that head monk has ever been caught after he fled police. So there are some interesting stories about different Buddhist sects and, monks behaving badly. But thank you to Tim Shaw for sending that particular article through. Okay, to a bit of a mop-up from what happened on Wednesday at 3 p.m. with the dissolution of the Move Forward Party. Here we are nearly 2 days later. Let's see what's happening. And fun fact from the Cowsort English Facebook page, over the past 26 years, the Constitutional Court has ordered the dissolution of 111 political parties. Move Forward Party, which was dissolved yesterday, that's Wednesday, was the latest. So what is going to happen with the Move Forward Party? Looks like there's a new leader, and it wasn't the person they were suggesting yesterday. It says on Thursday night, this is the Cowsort English Facebook page by the way, a source from the Move Forward Party's strategic core team revealed the party's plans following the Constitutional Court's order to dissolve the party. And the meeting voted to select Natapong Ruangpanyawut, a former Deputy Secretary-General of the Move Forward Party, as the new party leader. And that's contrary to earlier predictions that Si Kanya Tansakun, the former Deputy Leader, would be chosen. An official announcement scheduled today. And the 37-year-old, who's also known as Neng, graduated from Chulalongkorn University with a degree in computer engineering. He was previously an executive at a cloud solutions provider before entering politics. And as for the party's new name, apparently it's going to be called Prachachon, which means People's Party. So a new young aspiring Thai leader, 37 years old, a bit like a sort of lambs to the slaughter, with a new name. Let's see what happens to this new party, whether they can pull a rabbit out of the hat in the next election. I think the best rabbit they can pull out of the hat is to get a majority in the lower house votes. That really sends a very strong signal. This time, although they got the highest number of votes, they didn't actually get a majority, which sort of left them open to, well, another party forming a coalition, which is what happened. So we'll follow all this generally. We may or may not talk about it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have a think about that. But we do look forward to seeing you at 9 a.m. Thai time Saturday morning, and we'll be talking about something on TNT. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and see you then.